Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is Amy from With Love by Amy, and this is my very last Halloween card of the season. This technique is a window edge die cutting technique, and the very first thing I did was take an A2 size piece of cardstock and draw a line down the center at 4¼ inches. And then I lined the die cut up so it would be centered on there, and I only cut part of it. So there you see I'm cutting on what would be the front of the card, and then I am going to score above and below the die cut. You don't want to score the actual die cut because this technique shows the die cut through the front of the card when it's open and closed, so you don't want to fold the die cut. The die cut stays flat. These are the stamps I'm going to use. I'm going to use the cat and the spiderweb. I decided I was going to make it like an actual window, so I'm going to use acetate, and I'm going to stamp with StazOn ink on the acetate. However, as I was stamping this, we all know StazOn is very, very, very sticky. So as I'm stamping it, it's getting stuck to the acetate, and it's not doing a great job. I haven't used StazOn for a very long time, so it kind of came out a little splotchy, but instead of potentially ruin it, I just decided I was going to color it in with a black Sharpie. I don't have any Copics or anything else, so I just colored it in, all the splotchy spots, and I actually liked the color. It turned out way better because it was really distinctly black then. The spider came out a little light, and then some of the cat's body had some light parts too. So I just colored it all in, and I really liked the way it turned out with the marker instead of just the StazOn. Maybe I need a new StazOn pad. Maybe I need to re-ink it more than I did before I started this, because when I first started, it wasn't stamping at all. Like, I put the ink pad to the stamps and nothing turned black, so it was completely dried out. But maybe I need to re-ink it more. I'm not really sure. Maybe I should have tried it on paper first before I did on the acetate. The acetate, I didn't cut it exactly to the size of the window. I cut it more like to the size of the outside of the window so that I would have space to tape the acetate to the window frame. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to sandwich the acetate between the back of the card and then the window frame. I'm going to make a sandwich. The acetate is going to go between the die cuts. So where the die cut looks like it's there on the card, and here we go. I decided that I was going to ink blend before I did the rest of the window because I want it to look like the cat is like looking outside sort of, but sort of inside. I don't know, that's the idea I had in my mind, and we'll see what other people think of it. I decided I was going to use squeezed lemonade for the moon. That's supposed to be the moon. After I got finished with it, I realized it kind of looked like the sun instead of the moon. I don't know. It was my idea, and I don't know that it executed as well as I'd hoped. But then I did some seedless preserves to make it look kind of spooky. And the very last color that I did for the ink blending was the Faded Jeans. And I did just keep it I kept the card closed so that when I put my window in there, you would be able to see the ink blending, because it's not gonna matter how messy it is because you're only gonna see through the window panes when I sandwich the other die cut on top of there. So here I am ink blending. It's not the greatest blend. I'm not sure what cardstock I have there. It might not be very quality cardstock because I think these might have been pre-cut card bases that I got a long time ago, so I don't even know if they're any good because the ink blending is looking a little messy. But there we go with the Faded Jeans, and all good. Finishing up the ink blending, and like I said, I'm not trying to make it super perfect where the window is because you're only going to see the parts that you see through the window frame. And then here I am die cutting out my window frame that you're going to see, and I did it with a tan cardstock, so it would kind of look like wood. I thought about doing it black, but then I realized with the cat being black and everything, it would just blend too much. But there's the window frame. In hindsight, I probably should have figured out where the cat and the spider would be before I stamped them on the acetate. However, it's kind of cool because in reality, if you're looking through the window, the cat probably would be on one side of the frame or the other. And the spider, well, he's inside the house. So you might not see him all. And I'm taping a piece of cardstock, a silver piece of cardstock, onto the back of the card so that it's a little more sturdy and just kind of gives it some more interest. I could have left this piece off, but I wanted it to kind of look like different. So I wanted the gray piece of cardstock to kind of be like the inside of the house, and then the part where you see the moon to be the outside of the house. So there I am lining it up. When Jennifer McGuire did this technique, she cut some off of her A2 size card so that it would still be an A2 size card. But if I was going to do that, I should have done it before I started the ink blending, because I realized after I glued all this together that, my card would have no moon left if I had trimmed it down after that. So here's the finished product. I really like how it turned out. The sentiment is from Teeny Tiny Sentiments from Stampin' Up. It's an old stamp set. And I decided to angle cut the ends of the sentiment. I don't do that very often. I just figured it was something different and kind of funky for a Halloween card. So Happy Halloween was the sentiment I used. And I'm trimming it down, so I'm happy with it. And then I'm just going to use some foam dots and pop it on the bottom of the card. So then it will be good to go. I have no idea if anyone is going to get this card this year, but here is the finished card. I love it. It's not exactly how I initially imagined it, but it's... Don't forget to like and subscribe, and here are some more videos that you may enjoy watching. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Don't forget to come back soon.